to HartLabs. In a previous video, we saw what is function all about, how to create function, how to call the functions, and why to create functions. That's the main question. Because to make sure that whatever code which is you are writing again and again, make sure that they are getting packed into function, so you don't have to write them again and again. You can just call a simple functions and that's it. You can use it again and again. So what is function? It's an reusable component. Okay, so wherever you feel that you have to write something multiple times, instead of writing those things multiple times, you create a function out of it, so it can do that task for you. Okay, so now we will create a quick function. Okay, a very simple function, simple add function. With the help of that, we will understand what is parameters. Okay, we will get the understanding of arguments. Okay, then we'll see we'll see passing by value, passing by reference. Okay, sorry for that error. Okay, now we will continue. Okay, let's create a simple function. Okay, we'll say we will calculate the area of rectangle. So what are the two things required in this? It's length and width, right? So how we can create, and make sure when you are giving the name to your function, it should be reflecting your function body. Okay, so we'll say rect area. So this is signifying what I am creating. Okay, so it will be easy to remember and understood as well. So length, width, two variables. Okay, I'm giving the formula. So it's basically length into width and return what? Area. This is the what we are expecting in return. Okay, now we will simply call the function. So in print itself, I'm calling the function. In previous video also we have seen that way, right? So we'll see rect area and we'll pass the value, let's say 4,5. Okay, let's just execute this function. Okay, you can call the functions once again, rect area with some different value. Okay, we'll say here 8,7. Okay, now let's just understand what is parameters here. Okay, so while creating function, okay, we pass variables, and those variables are parameters to functions. Okay, to your function. So whenever you create any kind of functions, you can create functions without parameters, with parameters also. So without parameters, I can add some short video onto it. Okay, or anything which will be left out, we can add a short video. Okay, personally. And if there will be any doubt, you guys can ask in the comment section. Okay, but for now let's focus on the part that we have. Okay, so see, always remember, when you will create your functions, while the creating your function only, you create your variables, that means your parameters. Here we are calling the function, this is not variable, this is not your parameter, this is not your parameter. Here also we are calling the function, we are not creating the function. While creating the function only, you can define your parameters. So we have already defined our parameters while creating the function. This is arguments. Arguments get used when you call the function. Okay, so basically arguments is the value. Okay, okay, understood. You can also create functions with default values. So let's say I am creating the same function, creating function with default value. Okay, or let's say I'm creating a new function, greeting. Okay, let's say, so def greet. Okay, I will pass a variable name, and what greeting I have to give, I have to say hello. Let's say hello. Okay, now this is the function. So this is the default value that we are giving to greeting. Okay, now I will say here print. First I will say greeting comma name. Okay, now I will call the function. Okay, call the function greet. Okay, so I will just simply call the, let's say I'm, so now here there's one parameter which is optional. Greeting by default it is having hello value. Okay, and name you have to pass it. So let's say I'm saying Alice. Hello Alice. Okay, now I'm calling the function again. Hi Alice. So now here value is getting overwritten. Okay, so this is what we are passing is the argument, and this is your parameter. I hope you guys understanding the difference between parameters and arguments. Argument is the value that you are passing to your variable, basically to the parameters, and parameters is nothing, it's just a placeholder. Okay, parameter is nothing, just a placeholder which is holding a place for your variable. I will write also here, parameters is nothing but a place holder which keeps place for your arguments or value that you pass in layman's term. Okay, so this what we have with respect to your parameters and arguments. Okay, now Okay, now there's a few more thing. Default values. Parameters can have default values. See, here we set default value, but arguments cannot, because argument is a value. So every time value can change. It will not be same, right? See here, we have kept the value changed. The value got changed. It not same. So default values is present in parameters, but you cannot use in arguments. Okay, where your mutability. What is mutability? If you remember, with respect to tuple and list, so mutability, that means changes. You cannot change your variable, sorry, parameters. You cannot change your parameters, but you can change your arguments. As you can see already in all the functions where we have called the functions. Okay, clear? Now we will go through with respect to, so here in this part we have covered the parameters and arguments. I will just list it out here. Okay, and arguments topic. Okay, so I will just make it as a heading so it will be easy for all of you. Okay, now we will go for passing by reference and passing by value. Okay, the other two topic, we'll make sure it as a heading. Okay, so let's understand this. When you want to save the original value and work with the copy of it, basically you don't want to harm the original value. Let's say your database, you don't want to harm your database, but you want to work with the copy of your data. So then you can work with passing by value, which usually works with integer string. Okay, with your normal data types. Okay, okay, whereas passing by reference directly impacts your original value. Okay, so now we will see examples passing by value. Let's say first this. Okay, so we'll create a quick function. So we'll say def modified number. So let's say this is what we are doing. We'll pass a variable quickly, num. Okay, we'll say print, we'll get the original number. Okay, original number, basically the input. Okay, so we'll say num, and we'll perform some operation. Let's say num plus equals to 20. Okay, yeah, then print. Now we have modified it, so we'll say modified number. Okay, so we'll say num again. Now we will pass the value. Okay, x equals to 10. Okay, now we will call the function. Call the function and pass the value. So we'll say modified num and value is x, 10 that we are passing, and we are saying print outside function number x. See, your original number was x, your modified number is your this, and your outside number is 10. So what you're passing by value, it is doing, it is basically creating a copy of it, and that copy, it is making sure that it is getting hit. Okay, your original number is not getting changed. Okay, your original number is not getting changed, it is creating copy of it, and then it's performing the operation. Whereas we will create passing by reference, which mostly works with list, dictionaries. Okay, so let's do with list. So def mod list, I will say here, and we'll pass the value lst. Okay, we'll do the same thing, we'll say print okay, and do the same thing. Okay, and here we will say we will apply we will apply the append method. Okay, so we'll say lst dot append a value, let's say 78, a random value. Okay, appending means adding the value at the end of the list. This what append function does of list. Okay, now we will create a list. So we'll say lst1 our list 1 2 3 100 45. Okay, let's this is our list. Okay, then we will call the function mod list, and we'll pass our list lst1, and then we will print the same thing lst1. See, in this passing by reference, your original list was this. This is your modified list, and your outside function number also is the same, just like your modified list. So when you do passing by reference, it directly hits the location, not the value. Okay, it doesn't create the copy of it, it directly hits the main location, and it modifies the original one directly. Okay, so this is what passing by reference, passing by, the difference between passing by reference and passing by value. Okay, so this was the topic that what we had to discuss about functions. Okay, so this was the second part of the functions, and there are few more things like void functions, okay, init functions. So for these things, we can get some shorts videos. So we are starting the shorts video as well, so you guys can get the things for those things there also. And if there will be any more doubt with respect to functions or with any other topics, you guys can drop into the comment section. Okay, thank you for watching, and if there will be anything, just do let us know. Okay.